How many people think that these papers is the most important stuff in the life? How many people willing to sacrifice everything for the numbers in their bank account? Sacrifice moments of the life, moments of their best joy when they're young, when they're full of power. They're willing to sacrifice all of that for the money. And even those who understand that those papers are not bring you real happiness, even those kind of people, they still need them. And today I will speak for those who know what the money are, reality of the money, and what can you do to bring them to your life more naturally without that kind of resistance. And most of the problem built not because you don't know how to work, not because you don't know how to make money, but mostly because your programs, which is sitting deep inside in your mind, because everything in your life, it's like a story, and you are the main hero of this story. And the money, that's like a resource, like an energy. You play the games, there are plenty different kind of resources, and in your game, money is also a resource. It's kind of feedback from life. And I honestly think before I was really also fighting with the money problem, couldn't realize what is all this about. Why the billionaires cannot just split whatever they have and nobody will feel lack of money. I was in resistance of that. I wasn't understand that money in this world kinda not most of the time equally show you where you are. And even I saw one nice quote from very wise, I would say, enlightened person. He said, no matter how mindful you are, how far you go in your self-develop or your meditation, try to make money. That will show how what's your relationship with the reality. That's a feedback. And we need it to survive. We don't need to go deep. So because of the story and your narrative regarding the money, how to make them is realizing what programs are you using related to the money. What do you think about that? What was in your childhood? What your parents was doing for the living? What how they describe the do they have lack of money or opposite they have more and they kind of spoil you? That's all important because this kind of program you receive from whole environment till you grow, till was you're growing. Now it's like lines in your head describing money. This kind of description have to everything in your life. Literally every part of your life is written somewhere here. And I know that it can be fixed. Any area of your life can be very improved, rearranged, rewritten, just by understanding where are you right now. And me, I was growing in ex-USSR country, in Ukraine, and relationship for the money there way different than in United States. But I've been lucky enough to be in two worlds because I can tell that's two different worlds. And also I've been in Asia, third world. And I will tell you, people reacting and acting with the money is so different. I also was lost for the long time, doesn't understand what's going on. And first, why I say it's just codes about things, but now we speak about money, which is here inside, and it describe how your life gonna be. You wouldn't even believe how strong those codes are controlling every part of your life. It's like unconscious lines, which is already there. You can change them. That's good news. But before we go deeper, I want to tell you there are no any script. I don't plan the videos, I talk from my heart. It's just one shot with no edit and cuts. I speak from my experience. And in this way, I want to avoid any robot generated video because all I do is from heart. It's just I want to speak about this topic. I want to help. I want to give my experience. I just want to bring something to the world. So if you like what I do, please don't forget to subscribe and tell something in the comment and hit the like button. What we think about money. Thinking, that's a nice process when you are master of it. Most of us are not. And that's the issue. And I cannot say you think wrongly about, let's say, money. That's not a deal. You think the best you can in this particular moment. But the idea is, even if you struggle with something like money, that's a moment when you can grow. So if you struggle, will be a two-way to go. First way, just to keep struggle. A lot of people just, you know, they don't want let go out from the struggling. Let's say a lot of people say, I wanna be wealthy, I wanna be rich, but the reality is they don't. You will not believe me that, but that's true. Most of the people, they think they want to be rich, but they have no idea what to do in that point. They have no idea what they're gonna do if the $1 million show up, or they will have more than they expect. What what things they will keep suffering about? Because believe it or not, big part of the people society have something to suffer, just to as an object to suffer. So they like rolling the game. They suffer and they kind of deeply like the point what they are suffering about. That's the bad part. But the second choice is to see what is you're struggling about. Let's say money. Now you will have an opportunity because you click on the video, you definitely want to do actions. You want to make steps towards fixing what you're struggling about. And that's a good news about you. I already know that you're different. You're the 1%. You're the superhero of the story. Because you are not only you're not only catch that, okay, here, this area in my life, I think should be different. Like, I think I worth more. I think I can have more money. And that's absolutely true. You can have as much money as you can allow yourself to have. But it's easy to say allow. You like say, oh, what if I allow myself to have $1 million? No, you don't. Honestly, you don't. You can think you want, but inside you, your conscious will know the truth that you're scared to have that much. You have no idea what to do with that much money because the $1 million, it's like everybody want, but people don't know what to do with that. You will have to invest it or the inflation will eat that. So before we go deeper, we need to understand what the issue is about. So if you feel that your area called money or finance needs some improvement, it's not always about having more. There are a lot of people on this planet who have millions of dollars. Some of them have billions of dollars. And I bet they're not that happy as you think. They already bought wherever they want. They don't have debt and all kind of thing, but it's not make them happy. What I'm trying to implement is I want you to be happy with the financial level you are right now. And that's the best point of growth. Because clearly understand where you are, that's already a halfway of success. Because one of my favorite movie is A Peaceful Warrior, and it was a teacher, like a wise man, teaching his like a student, like a coaching, and one day he said, I'm very wealthy person, the teacher said. And the student replied like, you do? Are you kidding? You're working in a gas station by night shifts. That's what you do. And you're a wealthy person? The teacher and this wise man only just said, you know what? To be wealthy, it's not about having a lot. It's having enough to cover everything I need. Sorry for the sirens. They want to make a video a little better. Just a sec, if you go. So be wealthy is most about the balance, that knowing where you are and when you can cover whatever you want, so you can work with your wantings too. So where you are, first of all, you need to accept that level as a point A. You might want to grow, and it is a lot of techniques and ways how you can grow, how you can, you know, make your financial life way better. But are you sure you want it? For example, in my case, I realized that I don't need more money. I accept the level where I am right now. What I need is more freedom that I can create. And in this case, I decide to go opposite, to find different country where I can spend less. So I will be able joyfully do what I love to do, and I will have to earn way less, and it will create less stress in my life. So the earn more is not always a decision to do. It's not always the path to go out. No, sometimes what you really need is understand your goals. What's wrong with your finance? You're not satisfied. Okay, by what? You have a lot of debts. You cannot afford what you want to afford. It's whole field what to work about. This is the thing. Just a sec. I can see that my video is kind of dark. Let me make it a little bit. Yeah, should be better. Sorry for this interruption. As I said, I don't do any editing. It's just how it's go. So what I'm trying to help people with is to have peace about areas in their life, like a relationship, finance, and the self developing. Because every of us live the life but have questions why I'm here. But about the money, solving thing, if you will decide to go and make steps towards having more, which is okay, nothing bad with that. You can earn a lot of money if you win wanting. First thing you need to pay attention about is how you describe your relationship with money, what the programs in you, what. And for example, if you know that you've been struggling with money in childhood, try to work there. What's the program been written? What's you afraid? Because if you're not yet wealthy, let's say, just or very financial stable, so it is a purpose on that. It is a reason. And find out, ask yourself a question. Weird question, but question will be like that. What inner me wanna achieve by me not having enough money? You know what I heard? So you, by your own will, because believe me, it's work like this. You have amount of money exactly how much you want to have, like from different level. Let's say higher you. But what you think the higher you wanna give you as a lesson by not having enough? That's a deep question. You need to understand that for some reason you put yourself into the case, into the environment, for example, with the lack of money. What do you think you can earn by being in this environment? Because the answer of that can be really mind changing. For example, I find out that one of my blockages is I don't want to have a lot of money, because if I will, and some of my relatives or friends will come and say, hey, can I borrow you money? Because where I born and grow up, borrowing money, that's normal. It's not in the United States. But and inner me, I was scared to have enough money. So if somebody come and ask to borrow, I couldn't, reject that. I will have to borrow. And when I realized that this thing is holding me, I was like, oh wow, that's so big, that's so strong, that just the idea that I can have a lot of money is already scaring me, that I will no more have excuse. You know what I mean? Usually it's so good, like you don't like it, but it's so good to have excuse. Oh, like let's go there. No, I can't afford that. But sometimes, to be honest, we want to say that, oh, I couldn't afford that. As again, suffer for suffer, not to deal with that, not to solve the problem, but just to keep suffering. And that's a like unstoppable rolling die. So you don't want to be there. You want to solve those knots, those, I would say, in a tradition what I've been diving deep, they call it sankaras. Those like a pressure, or how to say, like a resistance, they said is in the body. So you have those blockages in you which hold you back from certain growths, like in a relationship or with the money. So what kind of sankaras you think you have? It's a mind job. You will have to ask yourself a lot of questions. I highly recommend you go out to the nature with no phone, or just put it on fly mode. You sit in quiet and start just reflecting on your life. What experience you have by dealing with money from your childhood till you were right now? What, even if it's a bad experience, but what it could still teach you about? What holds you can have? For example, I know the friend, and in one period of life, he have an amazing idea. It was a little forest near the place where they live, and he have a fantastic idea. Go to the forest, so get some flowers, make a little bouquet, and try to sell it to the people near the supermarket. It was a brilliant idea for the kid that, oh, I can make money just by going collecting flowers. And when he sold the first several, making money, come home, those kid excitement that, hey, I find out something amazing, I made money. But when he come back home, the mom was cut those in the beginning, telling him, you made something very bad, you cut those flowers, they are very rare, you shouldn't do that, that's a bad idea. So she blocked the potential, she blocked those kid joy energy, what born like so naturally. And those blockage, it's not mean it's horrible. Because of those challenge, those resistance, he became who he became. He has a relationship with the money, and he stopped finding ways to make money just because it was cutted. But it's also an experience, and he solved it, and he grow after that. So even you find out some bad experience, don't be hurry up to blame it. You don't have a bad experience. They're all just an experience without description. So be grateful for every, just find out what you gain. Always. That's a number one rule of mine right now. Wherever happen, try to see what you gain, what experience you have. If you lost the money, that's experience, but you just pay for it by money. For example, you was trying to, I know, buy something cheaper than it should be, like some product, and it's eventually turned up into the product with a bad quality. But now you pay by by that. You know now that the low cost is always leading for the low quality. So now you have a lessons. You can blame the universe for that. You can blame the person sell you that, but the reality is you get a lesson. Next time you would think, for what I want to save money, is it worse to save money or better? I've been learned so many times on the case of shoes. Since I born and raised in Ukraine, it's not the rich country. So for us, buying stuff, even like a clothing, that's a big deal. And always I was buying the cheapest shoes what I can, and it lists so short that it's even ridiculous. And then one day I got a salary and I thought I want to buy for myself like a good shoes, and those shoes list like couple years. So in the long term, if I bought it in the beginning, I would save a lot of money. But I get the experience like this, I learned something, and that was amazing. So your relationship with the money is written in your mind. You just need to work on that, ask your question, but sometimes you cannot go out without help of someone. And that's what I do. I do life coaching. I help people to solve their inner resistance, those knots, what was built up long time ago or recently. And I help to go out from that in the sphere of relationship, the finance, and inner path. Because I've been 10 years in this path. I've been searching so much. What is this all about? How this life work? I've been going through the meditation, hundreds of books, a lot of teachers, retreats, and all kind of things. So now I feel I want to share. And I will share in this channel everything just by video for free. But for a better job, I need to hear you. How do you sound? What words you use to describe your case? And in this way, I need to work one-on-one. So if you need just personal work, find out my contact. But for now, I want to be grateful for you for watching this video. If you get some ideas, let me know in the comments. I'll be very grateful for any kind of feedback. Have an amazing life and a wonderful day.